Pythagorean Theorem. What is the missing measure? Number one, find the perimeter of the figure below. You have measurements for 4 sides. You need to find the measurement for the 5th side. I'm going to put a variable here. Well, let's take a look at our triangle. Here's our triangle. And let's first define our sides of the triangle. I'm going to call this leg A, this leg B, and the hypotenuse is always the side that's opposite the right angle, and we'll call that C. And we know that we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the length of the missing side, which is C. So let's write the Pythagorean theorem. We have a squared plus b squared equals c squared, with c being the unknown. So let's determine what the measurement is for leg A. Well, notice that from this point to this point, the measurement is 76 millimeters. From this point to this point, the measurement is 56 millimeters. So to find the length of side A from this point to this point, we need to subtract those two measures. So 76 minus 56 gives us a measurement of 20 millimeters. Now we need to find the length of leg B. Well, notice from this point to this point, the length is 84 millimeters. And from here to here, the length is 63 millimeters. So to find the length of leg B, we take the difference of those two measurements, 84 minus 63, and we get 21. So 20 squared plus 21 squared equals c squared. Next step is to square 20 squared, you get 400, plus 21 squared. Well, let's calculate what 21 squared equals. 21 times 21 is 441. So this is 441, and that equals c squared. So recall the area of A plus the area of B equals the area of C. Now we need to add our measurement for A and B. 400 plus 441 is 841 equals c squared. Now this next step is the critical step. In order to solve for c, we just take the square root of 841. So this is where we need to go ahead and guess and check. So what number times itself will get us close to 841? Well, let's start with 30. 30 times 30. Let's see, 3 times 3 is 9, so that's 900. So that's a little too large of a number. Let's go down to 29 times 29. 29 times 29. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 8 is 26. Add your placeholder 0 before you multiply by 2. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 2 is 4, plus the one that we carried gives us 5. Let's see, 14. Okay, so 29 times 29 equals exactly 841. So the square root of 841 is 29. So therefore, C equals 29. But we're not done. The reason we're not done is, let's go back to the original question. It says, find the perimeter. And we know perimeter means to add up the lengths of all the sides of this shape. So we're going to take 63 plus 76, 63 plus 76 plus 84 plus 56 plus 29. Now let's add those. 9, 13, 19, 28, 2 plus 6 is 8, 15, 23, 28, 30. So the perimeter is 300, so P equals 308 millimeters is our answer to problem 1. Let's skip problem 2, put an X in that box. The copier didn't do a good job copying that problem, so let's move on to problem 3. Problem 3 says, what is the altitude of the triangle? And another way to think of the word altitude is, what is the height? What is the height of that triangle? So we need to first define our sides of this triangle. Well, let's outline the triangle. So we have this and this. Let's put in a right angle here, and then we have that part of the triangle. So we know the side opposite the right angle is always C. So 52 feet is C in the Pythagorean theorem. We'll label this leg A and this leg B. So now let's plug in our measurements into our Pythagorean theorem. Let's write the Pythagorean theorem. So after you identify your A, B, and C in the triangle, I want you to get in the habit of rewriting the Pythagorean theorem, just like that. And now let's substitute our measurements that are given to us in the picture. So we have B is 48 feet squared. C is 52 feet squared. And we're looking for A. So we're just going to rewrite that part of the Pythagorean theorem formula. Okay? So now we need to, anytime we're missing a measurement of one of our legs, all we're going to do is square the two measurements, subtract the numbers, then take the square root to get our answer. So let's start by squaring 48. So 48 times 48 is 2,304. Now let's square, so let's write that in. So 2,304. Now let's square 52. 52 times 52 is 2,704. So get in the habit of memorizing. When you're missing a leg measurement, you're going to subtract the two numbers after you square them. So let's subtract 2304 from 2704, and we get 400. And then to find a squared, you just take the square root of 400. So when you take the square root of a squared, that drops the exponent. So the 2 goes away after you square it. And the square root of 400 is 20. So a equals 20. Okay, do number 4 on your own, and we'll check it in just a minute. Okay, let's take a look at problem 4. What is the length of the guy wire of the telephone pole? So I hope you identified your A, B, and C in the picture, like I did here. I hope you drew in your right angle here. So this this dotted line represents the ground, and then the pole for the telephone pole goes into the ground, and where that goes into the ground, it creates a right angle. So the hypotenuse, which is known as letter C, is always opposite the right angle. So we're looking for the length of the guy wire, which is this measurement here. And to find that measurement, I hope you rewrote the Pythagorean theorem from your math chart, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Then you're going to substitute the measurements that are given to you. You're always going to be given two measurements. And we're having to solve for c. When you square those measurements, you get 225 plus 64. And you add it, and you get 289. The square root of 289 is 17, because 17 times 17 is 289. So c equals 17 meters. Let's not forget our unit of measurement. I forgot to write it in problem 3, so it's 20 feet. Okay, continue with the remainder of the worksheet on your own.